not really playing Alabama football for, the first 3 quarters of the game. You got to give Texas a lot of credit. They had a good plan, did a good job of executing it. We made a lot of mental errors. We had way too many penalties. Shoot ourselves in the foot quite a bit. Didn't run the ball with any consistency on offense when we tried. One stretch in the game where we went 3 and out 5 straight times in the second and third quarter, which we had great field position a couple of times, couldn't take advantage of it. So there's a tremendous amount of things that we can learn from as a team. What I told the team is, if you practice hard, the game is easy. If you don't push yourself in practice, then the game becomes hard. But the resiliency our guys showed to make plays at the end of the game when they, we needed them to make them, they made them. So, you got to say that's great from a competitive standpoint. I think it's great from a team character standpoint. But if we're going to be the kind of team that we want to be, that we're capable of being, we're going to have to play better down in and down out. As I told the players before this game, this is like playing an SEC game on the road. This kind of atmosphere, this kind of team that we're playing. Texas has a lot better team than people give them credit for, and they're going to be in the SEC. And if they were in the SEC right now, they're probably in the top half of the league. So this was a real test for us, and we didn't play as well as we'd like to play from beginning to end, but in the end, when we had to make plays, the players did a great job of making the plays they needed to make. So perseverance, resiliency, ability to overcome adversity, got to give them an A for all that. But, not so good with some of the other execution that we had earlier in the game, and we got to get it fixed. And I think it's all things that we can get fixed.
A little bit, let's go ahead. Is this the undisciplined penalties? How much do you attribute that to the crowd noise and heat? You're always
when you have a false start on offense because the crowd noise is going. If you jump off sides on defense, that doesn't have anything to do with crowd noise. Block a guy in the back, that doesn't have anything to do with crowd noise. All right, so a lot of them are undisciplined penalties. But we have to be able to play and manage crowd noise if we're going to play in this league and the SEC, and because every place we play is going to be like this. So this was nothing new.
Coach, you talk about the kick game of Will and how much he's meant this game and really the whole season for you so far.
Well, Will has been a consistent performer for us for several years now. I mean, I've never been around a guy that had a perfect season. He actually had a perfect season as a kicker, never missed an extra point, never missed a field goal. And, had a game winner today. I don't know if that's his first, but I had total confidence in him that he just did a great job on kickoffs. I think, Will Anderson got a piece of the field goal right before the half, which turned out to be huge. So, but Will has done a phenomenal job for us. One of the most consistent performers on our team.
Coach, can you talk about Bryce Young's composure? We saw it in the Iron Bowl. We saw it again. How that moment just isn't too big.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of confidence in our offense. We went for it and needed an inch and didn't get it, which we could have kicked a field goal there and went up by 4 and made them score a touchdown. If they'd have scored a touchdown, we'd probably never got the ball back. I knew that if we could, shrink the game enough that we got the ball back, that he'd do a good job in 2 minutes. He does it all the time. So players made plays when they had to make them. He made them the drive before that and that particular drive. And to get us down there when we didn't make it on 4th down. So 3 straight drives in a row kind of took the game over.
What did you see on those 5 straight 3-outs? What was the inconsistency?
Well, we didn't block them very well up front. Didn't protect very well. Got pressure in the pocket. Wasn't very effective throwing the ball. Didn't get people open. Probably need to do a better job from a planning standpoint, the way they played us. So, just all comes down to execute. When you're playing games like this, you got to focus on what's in front of you. You can't worry about all the other stuff that's going on, what people say, what they say on ESPN, what you all say, how much you're favored in the game. You got to focus on what's in front of you. If you're an offensive lineman, that's the guy you got to block. If you're a receiver, that's the guy you got to beat. If you're a quarterback, you got to take what the defense gives you. If you're a runner, you got to press the hole and make the right cuts. So we didn't do any of that stuff the way we need to. All right. So it wasn't just one thing. But you got to be able to stay focused on that. And then you can't put yourself behind the 8 ball. We get so many 2nd and long and 3rd and longs All right, that, you're at a real disadvantage to yourself. So we got to do a better job on all those downs so we don't put ourselves in those situations.
What do you think when Terry and Arnold left?
Thought he played much better. We got a lot of competition at corner. So I kind of go by who played the best. We started Kyrie, he got beat a couple times. I got confidence in all of them. But when Terry went in the game, I thought he did a really good job. Made a couple really nice plays.
When you make up Will Anderson.
Well, he got a couple penalties, but other than that, he played really well, and he made a big play at the end of the game when he got to sack. It didn't take them out of field goal range, but it made for a much more difficult kick. But I thought Will played well in the game.
Nick, why is Bryce so good? There's too many.
Why is he so good? I mean, if I could actually tell you that, I don't know if I'd be doing this. And this is a pretty good job I got, but I'd have a better one. No, he's the guy studies, he prepares well for the game. He understands exactly what the defense is in and what they're going to do. Understands protections. He knows how to protect himself, knows when he's got to throw the ball hot. He's athletic enough to extend plays and make plays, and he's accurate throwing the ball. And he's very, very instinctive. I mean, he plays quarterback like a point guard in basketball. And, it's just, he's got talent, but he doesn't just play with his talent. He's very well prepared and knows exactly what the game plan is and what he needs to do to execute it. And, players around him got to play well too. Quarterback's a hard position to play when the players around you don't play well.
Two more, Aaron and then Kate. What did you think of Texas quarterback 20 years when he was in the game? How do you think his absence affected him?
Well, I really don't know. I thought the quarterback that went out of the game was playing really well, made some really good throws, early in the game. He's a very talented guy. But I thought the quarterback that came in the game did a really good job too. He scrambled and extended some plays maybe the other guy wouldn't have been able to in critical situations because he's very athletic. But our guys played better as the game went on. We played better in the second half on defense, I thought. We pressured and affected the quarterback a little more. So, but they do a lot of shifting and motioning and adjusting, and we messed a couple of those things up early in the game. I think sometimes that messes with guys' confidence. And once we settled down, I thought we played a little better.
Katie, we'll finish up with you.
You already talked about Will's field goal and Will blocking the kick at the end of the first half, but Vernon flipped the field a couple of times. How important can special teams be in close games like this?
Well, they can be extremely important. I mean, you won't talk about field position got flipped, in the second half, all because of the kicking game. They got the ball. We stopped them. Their punter punts the ball about 60 yards. We go 3 and out. Our guy punts it 35 yards. We stop them. They punt it, and it's on the 1 yard line. So, people don't talk about that, but that's how special teams affect a game, and it affects field position. And every 100 yards of field position in a game means 6 points most of the time. So it's critical, and that's why your specialists have to execute and your teams have to do a great job of controlling vertical field position by the way they played. And I thought our teams did a pretty good job today, but we just got to be more consistent with the specialist.
All right, coach, we got it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Guys, one thing, after looking up some records, that's the first game-winning kick in under 5 minutes since 2006 at Alabama. So just for your notes, we're going this way, coach.